Hey friends, today we are here with our first What Sold video. If you follow me on Instagram and TikTok, then you know I've had quite a bit of technical difficulties trying to figure out how I was able to present this the way I wanted to and make sure that I was giving the quality that it deserved. There's no point in recording a video that nobody's going to watch because the quality is just terrible and you feel like you're in a meeting, like a corporate meeting. Like that was the first video I made, and then the second one was just like complete user error, technical difficulties. So we're going to try this again, and I have a feeling that we have figured it out. So with further ado, this is our first What Sold video on YouTube. I'm excited to share my What Sold. I do want to kind of remind everybody like where I'm at status wise, I guess you could say, in the reselling space. Basically, I am, and I also do social media. I make sure I have 3 listings a day that are posted, and I ship every single day. So reselling is my focus because I love doing it. I love secondhand fashion. I love shipping items to new homes. I think it's really fun, but also I enjoy not feeling stressed all the time. So I have learned that consistency is key. And although you can maximize your sales by listing more items, I've learned that if I pick up the right items, 3 listings is actually like getting me consistent sales. So I'm not really seeing an issue with it. I'm enjoying it, and we're kind of on the way up because I've only been consistent now for probably about 3 months. I have about 220 items, not even. I have probably like 190 items like listed on Poshmark, and then I have about 220 items on eBay. So still fairly small, and I'm posting 3 items a day. This week I'm doing January 25th to February 1st. Next week we will do February 2nd, and it'll go to Sunday. So we'll start doing Monday to Sunday. So let's just go ahead and get started. So this week we had 7 sales on eBay and we had 5 sales on Poshmark, and I will go through our overall numbers at the end of this video. But first, let's look at the items that actually sold. As you can see, this Justin's men's brown Western work boots, size 13D. This was my first sale for the week. I had this posted for about, let's see here. This was posted for about a month, like a month and 2 days. Someone had shown interest when I first posted these, and they offered me $50. I had it listed at that time for like 120, I think. So I was just like, no thank you. Well, I always counter. So I countered. They were not interested in budging at all. They ended up coming back a month later and offered me $60, and I countered them 75, and they accepted. So it sold for 75. My cost of goods was $0 because I actually bought these for my husband and he just didn't like the way that they fit. My marketplace fees for this was $15 on Poshmark. Shipping expenses, I did end up having to pay $4.65 because it was 6 pounds, so I had to buy a heavier shipping label. So my total profit for this item was $55.35. I didn't calculate how much it cost me to purchase the item because I don't really remember, but I'm pretty sure it was like $180 to $200 when we bought it. So whatever, but that wasn't my business finances, that was my personal finances. So to me, this was a donation. So anything that comes from the Hensley's closet they go $0 cost of goods if we used it. Okay. So the next item we have here is the Sonoma's Good for Life Rest Fuzzy Knit Sweater, size large. Ribbed Cozy Stretch is how I worded it. This is one of my older pieces that came out of my closet, and it had been listed for quite a bit of time. But I also was kind of playing with the idea of AI generated models for some of my items, and I have steered away from that because I've realized it really doesn't help that much. Every once in a while I might need to use it, but it's really not that serious. So this is just a regular Sonoma shirt, nylon acrylic. For this one, it sold for $7.25. My cost of goods was $0. Marketplace fees was $2.55. Shipping expenses was $0. So my takeaway was $4.70 for this item. I'm happy with it. This was something that had been sitting around for a while, and I wasn't gonna wear it again. Okay, next item, we have these Levi's 5'10", size 34-30s, blue skinny jeans, classic style. This was an item that I picked up at the very, very beginning of my reselling journey, so I didn't know what I was looking for. I saw a pair of Levi's and I was like, yeah, Levi's, like everyone loves Levi's, and didn't know anything else. So this had been posted for quite a while, as you can see by my style of photos here. It's just funny how fast you can kind of, I guess, evolve as you like start seeing like what you like to do and how things work for you. So this was on sale for $7.70. I ended up receiving an offer for $7, and I was just like, okay, bro. So it sold for $7. Unfortunately, my cost of goods was $5 for this. My marketplace fees, $2.93, which left me a negative 93 cents on profit for this one. We are learning here, right? These are items that we've had since we just were like getting started. So those are just like bonuses for me to just like recoup some cash at this point. This was an item I was actually very surprised about because I almost didn't pick it up. I got this at Goodwill for $2.25, and it was a size small men's shirt. So I was like, I don't know, but it was a nice shirt. It looked nice. I loved the color, all of those things. So I picked it up anyways, and I'm glad I did because this sold in 10 days. This was the American Eagle men's green open knit polo shirt, size small, short sleeve, cotton, and I received an offer for $15, and I happily accepted it. Next, we have these Body Slimmers Nancy Gons shapewear shorts, extra large, black lace, hem, high waist. I was disappointed in myself on this one when I purchased it because this was a research item for me. I had heard that shapewear does well, so I was intrigued and looked it up or wanted to try it out myself. When I was at the store, I was like, this is a really nice piece. But when I brought it home and actually was able to inspect it and everything, I'd see that there was quite a bit of wear right here in the seam, which I was just like, nobody is gonna want this right here. But somebody did want it, and I shipped out to them. I received an offer from the buyer for $17. I was like, yes, here you go. Cost of goods, $4. Marketplace, they took $3.48, which left me with $9.52 for these. And I was happy. And you know, when I do these research pieces, I learn a lot, and that is literally the point of research, is learning a lot. So I learned what I need to look out for if I do find nice shapewear. Where are the spots on the item that I should be looking at? Like, are the seams intact? Like, all of that. So regardless, I not only made a profit, but I also learned a lesson, which I'm happy about. Those were actually only listed, the body slimmers, for a month and 10 days ish, so they weren't even really listed that long anyways. Okay, next item I received, order I received, was for this Lee plaid men's button-up short sleeve shirt, size extra large, new without tags. This was another AI generated model. I just thought that's probably like the body type of an extra large for this shirt, so I left it at that. I received an offer for $5 for this, and it was something I had no value, money, interest in, so I proudly and happily accepted. Okay, so it sold for $5. I paid eBay $2, which left me with $3. This one had been listed for quite a while. I listed it in June and it sold January 30th. So quite a bit of time here. Okay, next item that sold was over on Poshmark, and it was a J. Crew merino wool argyle V-neck sweater, women's medium, gray black classic. And I know merino wool does really well. It's just a classic, and this gave me Gossip Girl vibes. So I picked it up. I purchased this one at Arc Thrift, and I paid $4 for it. It sold for $22. My marketplace fees were $4.40, which left me with $13.60 in profit. So still, these are mostly like bread and butter pieces that you're going to find that will sell fairly quickly. This sold in about 15 days. Next item we have is this OTS Colorado Avalanche lace-up hockey hoodie, men's large, NHL license. I got this at the flea market, and I didn't notice all the stains that were on it. I did wash this item twice. Got a little bit out, but not it fully. But I did make sure to just include that some stains were on this. I received an offer for $20, and this was listed for about 7 days exactly. So I sold it for $20. I paid $2. I paid Poshmark $4, which left me with a $14 profit. Okay, next item we have here is the Tom's Cara Black leather platform loafers, women's size 9. This was another item that came out of my closet at the beginning of the year. I did a huge clean out of my closet, so we ended up having free inventory. I received an offer for $30. My cost of goods was $0. Marketplace fees, I paid $6. Left me with $24. This was listed for about 15 days-ish, give or take. So that was a pretty fast turnaround, but I did still have the box. And Tom's don't do that well. Like, as you can see, there's some listed a little higher, but this year I have committed to building my business, and I got into this because I like to make things affordable, but things that like people want to find. I believe like Poshmark, eBay, Depop, Mercari, all of those sites, they are the future. And not only that, but we are busy people most of the time. So like when you have an idea for an outfit and you want to find something, you go online. That's why like Amazon is so popular and all of those. But if we can start redirecting like that energy and going to eBay, Poshmark, these reselling platforms, where we have these secondhand items. It's just better for the environment overall. So it just makes it easily accessible to others, which is why you would pay like a little bit more on this platform. But it's because of the accessibility that has been provided because of someone who took the time to do all of this and then ships it to you hopefully quickly and safely, and it gets to you fast. But that's why I got into this, because it's just something that I want to bring to people is accessibility, but also affordability. So I do accept a lot of offers if that's what you would pay for the item. And in my head, if that's not what it's worth, like as well, and we're aligned on that, we're cool. Like, it's not a big deal to me. Don't say you're open to offers and then like don't be open to offers, or put people on blast on Facebook because they lowballed you or something. Like, you could just say no thank you. But this isn't an etiquette class. So I don't know if I already said it, but with this one I walked away with $24 total profit. Next, we have this American Eagle women's purple long sleeve graphic t-shirt, size large, cotton logo tee. I just saw it. It was nice, really great quality. I like mountains. This would be a really nice like hiking shirt or something. It sold pretty quickly as well, so I ended up having 2 American Eagle sales this week, which was interesting. This was listed for about 3 weeks. It sold for $15. Cost of goods was $2.25, marketplace fees $3.29, which left me with $9.46. This next one was a fun one for me to pick up. This was a loft cable knit sweater, small wool blend, turtleneck, charcoal gray. And I specifically liked it because of the fabric content. I like natural fibers, but then also I like it when it's like interesting fibers as well. So the rabbit hair was like, oh, that's cool. I picked it up and I was like, someone will appreciate that. And plus, a styled dress like this, so easy to style. Are you crazy? I can already see how this is going to be styled. They're going to put a belt in the middle right there. They're going to wear black pantyhose, and they're going to wear tall boots, high boots, to put this together. And then guys, what's really trending right now are trench coats. So if you really wanted to add another layer, you could add the trench coat and make it even sexier and beautiful. So this is such an easy piece to style, and it's great quality at the same time. So I was very happy with that one, and that one sold for full price, which was the $20.99. I do discount my items the older they get on here, so this was listed for 30% off because I believe it was listed for 30 days or more. So full price of my sale price was $20.99. My cost of goods was $7. Marketplace fees $4.59, and my total profit was $9.40. Last but not least, guys, this puppet was so interesting for me to find. When I found it at the Salvation Army, I was like, is that Charlie Chaplin? I was so excited, and it was not Charlie Chaplin. It was Oliver Hardy, which I learned about in the process of finding the puppet. When I looked up the comps and stuff, there was nothing on here. There was one listing on eBay Canada, and they had it listed for like $100-something or whatever. So I was like, jackpot. It did end up sitting for not too long. I thought it was listed a lot longer than it was. It was only listed for about a month and a half. I had it listed for, oh, you know what? That's why, because I didn't import it for a little while. So it was listed a little bit longer than what is on my Vendoo report. If you guys don't know about Vendoo, by the way, Vendoo is what I cross-list all of my items on, and they make it so easy. I seriously schedule my listings through eBay import it through Vendoo, and then I'm able to cross list my items super quick. So if you're looking for a software that's easy, they're affordable, all of the things, like they pay for themselves because I'm able to market in more areas. I do have a link in my link tree, so if you want to check that out, go ahead. I enjoy Vendoo. I think they're probably the easiest and the most accurate when it comes to filling out your forms for all the different marketplaces. But this guy, he sold for $59.99. It was 40% off of my asking price, but he sold full price for what I was asking at the time. I bought the goods $5. Marketplace fees $9.15. I do offer free shipping on my eBay store for $50 or more. So I did end up having to pay shipping, which was $11.16, and my total profit was still $34.68. So overall, it was a really great week. I had 12 sales in total, and I've now gotten to the point where I'm averaging over a sale a day, which I'm so excited about. My total cost of goods was $31.50. My revenue was $294.23, leaving my profit at $186.53 for the week. So that was such a great week, and honestly, probably one of my best. And I know it's not going to be the best for long because I'm still being consistent and I'm still doing my listings. And just know, if you're only able to list 3 items a day like I am as well, like that's okay. As long as you're listing quality items and you're getting joy from what you're doing, that is all that matters. So just keep that in mind. I appreciate if you've gotten to this point of the video. If you like it, please, I appreciate it if you give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you next week in the next What's Sold, but there will probably be a thrift haul in between. So give me a subscribe, hit the bell, and you'll be notified when that's listed. See you next time.